Hey everybody, Randy Kurtz here for the ISB with the tip of the month. So this month I would like to talk about a couple of muscles that are easily activated in upright or double bass players that can bother one in the short term or can build up over time. We've talked about the fact that many bassists love to sort of get into the position and then kind of inevitably lean over to the right hand side. That can be for a short period of time or for the whole gig and on and on and on for years and years and years. Those two muscles are the piriformis muscle, which we've talked about before, which goes across the butt here from the greater trochanter, which is part of the leg bone here, and goes back up to the low back here. It goes across the butt like that. That's usually going to be caused by sitting too much, whether on a stool, whether on the edge of a stool with one's wallet in the pocket, or again, just sitting on the place where that muscle lies and can then press down on the sciatic nerve. So when you see a professional about that, or if you have pain, rather than them or you assuming it's coming from the back, you would want to tell them that it's coming from the butt specifically, because that'll save a lot of time and effort if someone knows how to treat that muscle. You may not have to go for tests and other things that may be unnecessary. They may be necessary depending on the professional's point of view, but they may not also. And you can avoid that by, again, just not sitting on the edge of a stool or not having something in your back pocket directly there. That's the piriformis muscle. Another muscle is the Quadratus Lumborum muscle, and this muscle is in the back here, in the low back, and attaches to not only bones of the lower part of the spine, but also the hip here, and also the bottom of the ribs here. So what can happen is due either to that muscle becoming activated, which is usually from leaning to the side one way or the other. In this case, you'd be leaning that way and that would tighten up, or some kind of a problem with arthritis or any one of a number of other issues with the low back. That muscle can tighten up, and some of the signs of that are going to be a feeling of radiation around to the front. Now, I'm not talking about lower down here, which can also radiate from the back in particular, but I'm talking more up here where it attaches to the ribs. What that can cause is radiation around to the front, more mid to low back and chest area, and that'll go around the front. And the reason for that is because these ribs that are in the back here that attach in the back also travel around and attach in the front. And there's muscles in between those ribs that will tighten up from that pulling. They're tight anyway because they're small and compact, but they'll tighten even more when this muscle is pulling down on those ribs, causing them to tighten up. So a way to avoid that is to, again, just not get into a position where you're leaning for long periods of time on that right leg, which can cause low back trouble, hip trouble, and again, this issue. This is on my mind because someone has come to see me with this very recently, and it's pretty common. The issue is with the ribs, but it's coming from this low back muscle here. Now, again, this should be sorted out by a professional because there could be kidney problems or other issues which can be usually really easily ruled out, and you want to make sure that you do that. But if you're feeling it come from the back, go around the front in this area, and maybe you breathe in deeply and it gives you a little discomfort there. It may very well be that QL muscle. Again, something to keep in mind and have checked out for sure, but something to remember and maybe point out as part of the process. So if you don't lean this way too much, too often, then you are going to be less likely to have either of these muscles activated and the problems that come with that. So, Randy Kurtz, until next time, always available at www.drkertz.com. My book, The Basis Guide to Injury Management, Prevention, and Health, available from my website, as are Skype lessons. The book also available from the association, which I always encourage you to buy from to support them. Also, it's going to be as an ebook and physical at basebooks.com, and now available in the UK starting very shortly at Baseline Publishing. Okay, see you next month. Randy Kurtz signing off. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.